What is up, guys? Stark here. I am back for another Fate video, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at my personal 2023 banner path. So previously we did release the video with all the banners coming out in 2023, or the projected banners anyway, and we talked about them a little bit, kind of what servants are coming out and things to expect. And now this one is going to be taking a look at my personal path, so what I'm planning on doing throughout the course of the year. So as you guys can see here on the background, we do have the picture of pretty much all the banners that are coming out in the game for next year. Now they're not all there, I did run out of space, so there is a second page. I'll go ahead and flash that on the screen right now for you guys to see. Alright, so there we have it. Those are the banners for the year, and now I'm going to go through each of these banners and talk about which ones I'm going to pull for and which ones I'm not going to pull for. So for me personally, I want to get every character in the game. That is a goal that I've always had, and then once I get every character in the game, I want to max level them, and then once I do that, I'll go ahead and try and max skill them. It's a long goal, but it's something that you need long goals in a game like this because it's such a grind, so you need something to like keep you going, something to keep playing when there's downtime, when you finish the event, things like that. So having a goal like this is very lofty, but it does keep me playing the game, and that is something that works for me. It might not work for everyone else, but it's something that works for me personally. So yeah, we've seen the banners. Now we're going to go ahead and throw up my hit list for the year of 2023. So these are all the servants that I still need to get. Most of them, of course, are going to be the newer servants that haven't been released yet. But there still are a few servants here that I don't have from previous years, and that is going to be a big factor in deciding whether or not I pull for some of these banners or not. So we will be talking about this a little bit as we go on, but we'll just keep this in mind. This is my reference for the year. Everyone's list is different, of course. Everyone has different servants they prioritize or servants they want to get, and of course not everyone is going to try and get every servant in the game. Some people only pull for servants that they like, some people only pull for like really top tier servants to make the content easier, and so on and so forth. And then there are collectors like me who try to get everything. Factoring all that stuff together, we're going to go ahead and take a look at all the banners that I will be pulling for in 2023. So we're going to do a little bit of video editing here, and we're going to gray out all of the banners that I will not be pulling for. So you guys can see that here on the screen right now. We've grayed out all the banners I do not expect myself to be pulling for, or at minimum pulling for craft essences. So everything left in color are the banners I plan on pulling for the actual servants themselves to achieve my goal. And now with a little bit more video editing, we're going to condense everything down into one graphic so you guys can see it. And now we're going to go ahead and talk about them individually, banner by banner. So yeah, first up we have the New Year's campaign banner. Obviously it's the first banner of the year. It comes with a new servant, and that is going to be our first chase banner, and this is going to have the first opportunity for us to get Muramasa, the new 5-star saber. Very high on the list of servants I do want at the end of the year. Sometimes there's servants that I won't be disappointed with if I don't get, as long as I get them eventually. But then there's other servants that I am really disappointed that I didn't get, and I try really hard to get them, and sometimes it just doesn't work. And those are the servants I'll be disappointed in, and not getting Muramasa would be a huge disappointment for me. But he is the first banner, the first character of the year, and the first banner that I will be pulling for. Next up, we have the Lucky Bag Summon for the New Year's event. This is the guaranteed SSR pull. So for me personally, I already think I know which one I'm going to go for here, and that is going to be, well, I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's the, if you guys are looking at the graphic, it's the second to last one on the list. It'll feature Gajuna, Kintoki, Iskander, Merlin, Hassan, Hijikata, and Ivan. Now, for me personally, getting either Kintoki, Iskander, or Ivan would be a huge win for me. So I have a 3 in 7 chance of hitting a new character there, and depending on what I pull on this banner, it could influence a banner or two throughout the course of the year. So hopefully I do hit on this. If I did have a preference, I would prefer to hit either Ivan or Iskander, because Kintoki does have a rate up later on in the year, so hitting one of those two would be the ideal situation for me. Next up, we do have another banner in January, and this one is going to be for the Little Big Tengu event. So this will check off the welfare servant Kichi Hogan, off of the hit list. So, I mean, free characters are free characters. They're easy to get as long as you do the event. So I don't have to worry about getting them. So we can cross them off the list. As for the banners, we do have the opportunity to pull for Avenger Ushi. So that's a revenge pull for me. It would be very disappointed if I do not end up getting her. And I really plan on making sure that I do make sure I get her. So that is a very busy month for me in January. Lots of servants to go for. Hopefully it all pays off for me in the end. Alright, next up we're going to skip over here into February for the Valentine's Day event. This will feature the new 5-star ruler Karen. She will be rated up alongside a variety of other female servants throughout the entirety of her event. But for me personally, there's really not too much I'm going to be trying to pull for alongside of Karen. Karen's the main goal here. However, I might wait until Anastasia's rated up to try and pull Anastasia as well. She does have a rate up feature in the year, but if I can get Anastasia here and not have to pull for her later on, that would just be really beneficial to me. But the main goal here is Karen. If I get Karen, I'm stopping. We can always pull for Anastasia later. She's not limited, so I can always just randomly get her at any point in the game. So not really chasing Anastasia too much, but that would be a very good opportunity to try and get her. Alright, next up we're skipping over here to March for the new event for the 5-star Berserker Galatea. She's the only character in March that I will be chasing, and she comes out towards the end of March, so pretty clean month for me there. There is the male Chaldea Boys banner, but no new servants are on that one, and I have all the servants available except for Nemo, but Nemo does have a rate up later on in the game in the future of the year. So I'm probably going to skip the Chaldea Boys, focus on Galatea, and recover a little Saint Quartz from the beginning of the year, which was extremely heavy for me. Skipping on over to April, we have the Servant Strengthening campaign here. This one's going to be a big one for me because it gives me the opportunity to check off the Archer of Shinjuku off my list. Been chasing after him for quite some time, and he did not have a rate up last year, so I had to try on GSSRs. It did not work, but this one will be a very good opportunity for me to try and pull for him. Hopefully get him pretty quickly because the banner's not that great. Just need him for completion's sakes. After that, we do have the Grail Live event, so we will be pulling for the 5-star caster, Miss Crane, alongside the craft essences for that event. Alright, as far as May goes, there's only one banner that I will be pulling for. If we do get it, it's going to be one of the Camelot banners. This will feature Da Vinci. I do need Da Vinci still, and if we do get this banner, it'd be a great opportunity to pull for her. I'm not sure we're going to get it, but hopefully we do, so I have a chance to cross Da Vinci off. I do believe this is Da Vinci's only rate up throughout the course of the year, so I would really like to be able to cross her off the list and get that done with. The characters that have been around for so long, I want them done. I want to just get them and be done with it, so we can move on to other things. Alright, then moving on over here to June. June is going to start the Avalon LeFay stuff, and of course we're going to need all of those characters. So for the first one, we get all 3 of the Fairy Knights. Well, all 3 of the Fairy Knights, I guess. So we have the 5-star Morgan headlining that, so this will be the first opportunity to get Morgan. It won't be the last, but hopefully we can get Morgan quickly and be done with that. After that, we do have the Interlude campaign, which is going to have Anastasia. So if I didn't get her for Karen's event, then this would be the opportunity that I would need to pull for her. Ideally, looking back on it, I would like to get her for Karen's event because the Avalon LeFay stuff's going to cost a lot of Saint Quartz. So if I can get her earlier on in the year, that gives me a few extra quartz later on that I don't have to use. But if I don't get her, then this will be the other really good opportunity to pull for her. Moving on over here to July, we do have more of the Avalon LeFay stuff. So now we're going to have the opportunity to pull for Melusine. So hopefully we get both of those characters. Obviously a lot of this relies on us getting lucky and pulling these characters, but this does give us the opportunity to cross off Melusine and Percival off of the list. So we'll definitely be pulling on that banner, and that will lead us into the anniversary, or vice versa. It could go either way depending on how these banners are released. But we do have the anniversary here. This is going to bring out Koya and Skya of Light, and this will give us a really good opportunity to pull for a few other characters. Once again, we do have an opportunity to pull for Anastasia if we did need to. So if we missed on the first 2 opportunities, this is another opportunity to pull for her. So I'm feeling pretty good about getting Anastasia by the end of this year. We have 3 opportunities so far to get her, but the main goal here is Koyanskaya, of course. We do also have another lucky bag, and this one is going to be heavily dependent on what I did and didn't get. But assuming I've gotten everything over the course of the year that I needed, I would pull on the Rider one, or whichever one gives me the chance of getting Ivan. Now, yes, this is completely situational and completely lucky, but our goal would be to get Ivan off of the GSSR. So we would want Iskander in the first one, or Ivan in the first one, and then Iskander or Ivan in the second one, depending on which one we got in the first one. Now, yeah, that's really almost certainly not going to happen, but this is like the ideal, like, perfect best case situation for us in order to achieve our goal. This is what I would need to happen in order for that to happen. And then to round out the month of August, we do have Oberon, who's coming out. We do have all of the other Fairy Knight characters as well, so, well, not all. Yeah, we have Morgan as well, and the 4 stars. So we'd have the opportunity to pull for them, but by this point we should have them, so we're only pulling for Oberon, and that should be all we need. So moving on into September, we do have Nemo as a rated up character. This is the banner I decided I was going to try and go for Nemo on. And I don't know, I mean, if I have extra quartz for Caldea Boys, I could try and go for Nemo, but I feel like this is the safest bet for me. Then we move on into the summer events, and obviously we're going to pull for all of the summer characters. There's a couple 5 stars, so you have Okita Alter, and you have Avenger Kama as the 5-star characters, and then you have a bunch of 4-star characters as well. So we have Anastasia, Kindness, Charlotte, Say. So we're going to be able to get all those characters. We're going to just pull for them. I always typically go pretty hard on summer events to get all of them. We do also have the opportunity to go back and pull for Doma, who we did miss out on last year. We'll probably throw a couple Sing Quartz that way, depending on how lucky we get with the other banners. Moving right into October, we do have a couple servants that we could pick up here, and they're going to be new servants. So you're going to have Jox and Zenobia. And then in November, we do have a downloads campaign banner, which gives me the opportunity to pull for Ibuki and Kintoki and Suna. I need all 3 of those characters. This is like the ideal banner for me to check all 3 of those characters off of the list. And then we have the Guda Guda Close Call event in November, which will give me the opportunity to get 2 new 5-star characters, being Izumo and Sakamoto. So we'll be able to cross them off of our list. And then to round out the year, we do have the final banner of the year, giving us the 5-star rider Taigon Wang and the 4-star rider Dobrinya. So that should be a pretty good year for us, getting all those characters. So assuming best case scenario happens here, and it never does, but if we hit on the GSSRs, and if everything goes perfectly for me, I could end the year with only needing 1 character, that being the Summer Nito Chris, which has been plaguing me for a long time, but she does have a banner coming out in the future, so that's pretty cool. I don't expect this to happen, but let's see. Let's look back on the year when we do this again next year and see just how close I was to getting this completed. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not expecting it to happen at all, because I need to get Iskander and Ivan off the GSSRs. That is extremely unlikely to happen. But even if I don't hit either of those 2 characters, at the end of the year, I could end up with only needing 3 characters left to have for the entirety of the roster. I will still take that. If it just comes down to those 3 characters, I will definitely still take that. I'm sure they'll have banners in the future. So that would be a huge win for me. But let's just see how close we actually get here. We'll look back on this again next year. But yeah, for now, guys, that is my banner path for 2023. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys are looking forward to doing for the year. If you like the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the other videos I've been posting this month, including the calendar video, showing you all the banners that are coming out this next year, not just the ones that I'm going to be pulling for personally. I think about wraps it up, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.